Welcome to Knowledge Hub. I never thought my life would take such a dark turn. One moment, I was immersed in my research, studying the delicate balance of life in the forest, and the next I was fighting for my own. It all started with a single bite, a poisonous snake, its fangs sinking into my leg like a cruel reminder of nature's indifference. I remember the pain, sharp and searing, and the panic that followed. I tried to suck out the venom, a desperate act that only left me feeling more helpless. As the poison coursed through my veins, reality began to blur. Hallucinations crept in, twisting the familiar into something grotesque. I saw shadows dancing among the trees, heard whispers that echoed my fears. Isolation wrapped around me like a suffocating blanket. Days turned into nights, and I lost track of time. The forest, once my sanctuary, became a prison of my own making. When I finally stumbled out of that haze, the world had changed. I ventured back to civilization, only to find it eerily quiet. A pandemic had swept through, leaving behind a ghost town where laughter once thrived. I returned home, my heart heavy with dread, only to find my parents gone. Their absence was a void that swallowed me whole, a reminder of everything I had lost. With nowhere left to go, I made the decision to head to Las Vegas. I thought maybe, just maybe, the bright lights and bustling streets would offer a glimmer of hope. But as I arrived, the city was a desolate shell of its former self. The neon signs flickered like dying stars, and the streets were empty, echoing with the silence of a world that had moved on without me. I wandered through the remnants of what used to be. The casinos, once filled with laughter and excitement, stood abandoned, their doors locked tight. I walked through the empty hotels, the opulence now a haunting memory. I could almost hear the distant sounds of slot machines and cheers, but they were just echoes of a life that no longer existed. In this new reality, I grappled with my own survival. I scavenged for food, learned to navigate the ruins of a city that had once been a playground for millions. Each day was a battle against despair, but I found strength in the memories of my parents, in the love they had given me. They wouldn't want me to give up, to let the darkness consume me. I began to document everything, the flora and fauna that still thrived amidst the decay, the stories of the people who had once filled these streets. I became a biologist in a world stripped bare, a chronicler of a lost civilization. My research took on a new meaning. It was no longer just about understanding life, but preserving the memory of it. As I stand here, amidst the ruins of Las Vegas, I realize that even in the depths of despair, there is a flicker of hope. I may be alone, but I am not defeated. I will continue to explore, to learn, and to remember. This world may be changed forever, but as long as I breathe, I will carry the stories of those who came before me. I will not let their memories fade into oblivion. I never thought I'd find myself in a world like this, where trust is as rare as a sunny day. I was just wandering, trying to make sense of everything, when I stumbled upon two survivors. At first, I felt a flicker of hope. Maybe they could help me navigate this chaos. But as we talked, I sensed something off. Their eyes were too hungry, their smiles too sharp. I realized their intentions were dangerous, and I had to get out. Leaving them felt like shedding a heavy weight. I continued on, heart racing, until I found a dog. It was scruffy and scared, but it looked up at me with those big, hopeful eyes. In that moment, I felt a spark of something I hadn't felt in a long time: hope. We became inseparable. I named him Scout. He was my companion, my reminder that even in the darkest times, there's still light to be found. Then I met Emma. She was sitting alone, just like me, lost in her thoughts. We started talking, and it was like we both exhaled at the same time. We shared our stories, our fears, and our loneliness. It was refreshing to connect with someone who understood the weight of this new reality. We laughed, we cried, and for the first time in a long time, I felt like I wasn't alone anymore. Deciding to stay together was a leap of faith. We knew the world outside was still dangerous, but together, we felt stronger. We started to build a life, however small it was. We scavenged for supplies, shared meals, and created a routine that gave us a sense of normalcy. Every day, we faced our fears, but we faced them together. Emma and I began to dream again. We talked about what life could be like if we made it through this. We planned for a future, even when the present felt so uncertain. We found joy in the little things, a warm meal, a shared laugh, or a quiet moment with Scout by our side. In a world that had stripped away so much, we found a way to reclaim our humanity. We learned that love and companionship could flourish even in the bleakest of circumstances. And as we looked toward the horizon, we knew that as long as we had each other, there was always a reason to keep moving forward. Adapting to our new life has been a journey filled with unexpected challenges. Just when we thought we were settling in, we found ourselves facing a rat infestation. It was overwhelming at first. These little creatures were everywhere, scurrying around, invading our space. We knew we had to act fast. That's when we decided to bring in cats. It sounds simple, but those furry hunters transformed our home. They prowled the corners, their instincts kicking in, and soon enough, the rat problem was under control. It was a relief to see our living space becoming ours again. Not long after that, Emma gave birth to our daughter. Holding her for the first time was surreal. In a world that felt so chaotic, she was a beacon of hope. We named her Lily, a symbol of new beginnings. As we nurtured her, we also dreamed of attracting more survivors to our little community. We wanted to create a safe haven, a place where people could come together, share stories, and rebuild what had been lost. Fast forward 6 years, and life has changed in ways we never imagined. One day, while foraging in the forest, Ish stumbled upon a girl. She was alone, scared, and wary of strangers. He brought her home, and we welcomed her into our family. At first, she kept to herself, hiding behind the walls of her fear. But over time, she began to open up. It was a gradual process, but we were patient. Eventually, she revealed her name, Evie. Hearing her name felt like a small victory. It was a reminder that even in the darkest times, connections can be formed. Evie brought a spark of curiosity and resilience to our home. She was a survivor, just like us. As we all settled into this new dynamic, I realized how much we had grown. We were no longer just a group of individuals trying to survive. We had become a family. Each challenge we faced, from the rats to the uncertainty of the future, only strengthened our bond. Together, we learned to adapt, to find joy in the little things, and to support one another through thick and thin. In this world, every day is a lesson in resilience. And as we continue to welcome more survivors, I can't help but feel hopeful. Hopeful that we can create a community where everyone has a place, where stories are shared, and where love and support flourish. Evie is just the beginning of what we can build together. If you enjoy what you see, hit that subscribe button and join our community. Don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss an update. Your support means the world and helps us create even more amazing content for you.